Did you know that over the course of Tomb Raider's history, 5 different voice actresses have brought Lara's lines to life? You're listening to the Xbox Hub Podcast, the official podcast of the TheXboxHub.com. For all the latest Xbox news, reviews, videos, and opinions, make sure you visit TheXboxHub.com. But for now, settle down, get comfy, and open your ears for some podcast delights. Hello and welcome to the Xbox Hub Official Podcast, episode 122. My name's Gareth Briley. I'm going to be your host, and on my virtual left is Mr. James Burks. How you doing, James?
Hello there. I'm not too bad, thank you. How are you all? Are you good?
Yeah, very good. I'm good. Thank you very much. Let's go into my virtual right. Is Mr. Richard Dobson. How you doing, Richard?
Hello. All good, thank you. How are you guys?
We're very good. We're all very good. We're all going to find out how good we are in a second. Because on my virtual opposite is Mr. Paul Renshaw. How you doing, Paul?
Hey. I'm still working on my intro for these things. I think hey is my favourite so far. I'm super. Thanks for asking. How are you, Gareth? How are you, other gentlemen?
Oh, we're all very good. Let's find out what we've been doing. That's a very nice link, Paul. I like it. James, what have you been doing this week?
Well, I don't want to step on my friend Richard's toes here, but I've been watching WrestleMania, which I'm sure he has too. It was 8 hours of wrestling this past weekend, and I'm absolutely drained after watching all that. It was alright, to be fair. I mean, I wouldn't do it again. It's 8 hours I'll never get back. But, you know, I don't know if you've watched it, Gareth. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't.
I can't see Gareth sat there going, "Oh yes, the art form of wrestling is right up my street."
I'd rather do community service. Maybe that is part. That could be part of it.
Yeah, I think.
Pretty much is, yeah.
Wow. Richard, what was your thoughts? Do you thought it was great?
Yeah, so I know James has been watching a lot more wrestling than I have recently, but I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think it might have been my favourite one for a good few years.
Wow.
And I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of it, like James says, and it's still not enough to get me back watching it religiously, but no, it was very good.
What was your favourite match?
Probably Kevin Owens and Stone Cold, because we sort of knew that there was going to be something going to happen, but I never expected it to be like a full match. I just thought it was going to be like a few Stone Cold stunners. Yeah. But no, it was good.
I love Stone Cold, but having a 57-year-old main event, the biggest event in the year, was a little bit like, really? It was, and then night 2, was it a 70? How old is Vince McMahon? 76-year-old?
76, yeah.
In a wrestling match. That's what let it down for me. Too many relying on old stars.
That's always been WWE, though.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Is Bret the Hitman Hart still in it?
No.
Oh. What about
No, retired.
Paul, don't encourage them to speak further about this.
I'm just thinking of wrestling from when I was a boy.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like Giant Haystack and Big Daddy and stuff. Proper wrestling.
Right. Good. Good. Well, that was good. That was WrestleMania. Everyone else can switch on now who's not into WrestleMania.
Thanks for indulging us, Gareth.
It's all right. I just had a little nap. Had a power nap. Paul, what about you? What did you do? What are you going to save us with?
Well, I'm going to come back with episode 3 of Paul's Health Tales.
God.
I think we need a theme tune coming up with something here.
It's a podcast within a podcast.
Absolutely. For those of you that don't know, it was my birthday on Wednesday last week. I turned 49 years old. And as a somewhat unwanted gift, I received COVID. So I tested positive for COVID on my birthday, which made me very sad because it meant that we couldn't go out for a meal or anything else. And then the wife had it, and then the boy got it. So we've been like a house of, the council have been round and put the Red Cross on the door and all sorts of things. So we've all recovered from that now. And yeah, that's basically my last 2 weeks has been just sort of sitting indoors going, bored now. Can't even go out and walk around in case I cough on an old person inadvertently, So, yeah, which is why when you said that I'm not allowed to cough throughout the whole podcast, I'm sat there thinking I've just recovered from COVID. I really hope I don't have to cough. So,
yeah, no.
But I'll try my best.
Try your best. Put yourself on mute.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Do you know, if I knew how to do that, I would.
Yeah, don't do anything, actually. Don't. God, disaster.
Yeah. I'll start pressing buttons. What's the worst?
We'll be live streaming from YouTube. Wow, so that's it, Paul. Thank you, Paul, for your health check. COVID. It's not
You're
really
welcome.
Nice. Richard, what did you do? What did you do apart from WrestleMania?
We went to a pub quiz on Monday, me and a few friends, and we got robbed. We were second place with a very good 44 out of 50. The team that won got 48 out of 50. But then Laura let slip that because they were sat next to us, they were on the table next to us, that they were on the phone all night.
Oh, no.
Oh.
And I was like, we were like, oh. The pub we went to is very much in the centre of student town. So we just let them have it because the prize was 20 quid and they seemed to get excited about having a fiver each,
Right.
20 quid to share between them. So we let them have it.
Yeah, well done, Richard.
They've been warned next time.
Despicable.
I thought for a moment
Shut the pub down.
Yeah, James would have done.
Set fire to it, yeah.
I thought for a moment you'd actually been robbed at a pub quiz. I thought that would be awful, like a stand-up.
They took 20 quid off us.
Oh, that's true.
It is lead, so...
Yeah. Good. Well, sad news this week, I think, all round. James didn't like WrestleMania. Paul's had COVID. You've been robbed at a pub quiz. What have I got to bring up? Well, first of all, I want to apologise for last week not having a podcast. It's all my fault because we were meant to be covering the... I've even forgotten what it was. Future Games event, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but in my other job, I was very busy and I had to cancel. And I couldn't put these three in charge because it would just be WrestleMania and health checks.
God, can you imagine? He's not looking. Let's talk about everything. It'd be great.
So sorry about that, but I have been watching in between when I got home late at night, Peacemaker, which has been out a while now, and it's the HBO show. James Gunn, who's the actor? Is it wrestler?
John Cena.
John Cena.
Playing Peacemaker.
WWE star.
I really recommend it. If you want something that's fun, brash, and kind of really good take on the superhero thing, but very funny, like James Gunn's kind of humour, the best title sequence in the world. That's what I'm going to say. It's good. It's a little 8-part. It's on Now TV at the moment, if anyone's got that, or on Sky, or HBO Max, if you're in America. Yeah, it's really worth having a watch. It's great. Really enjoyed that. Kept me going late at night. Games. Let's talk about games, because that's why we're here. What have we been playing? What exciting things. Paul, I'm going to start with you, because you've been playing quite oh my God, what was that?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
It was me, I think.
Just put that out there right now.
Yeah, I think it was me. Paul, you've been playing a big game, haven't you? A fairly big game that came out at the end of March. Tell us about it. Can you tell us something?
You're going to have to remind me of which game it was.
Tina Turner?
Oh, Tina Turner. I thought you meant Elden Ring. I was going to say, yes, I've been playing Elden Ring. No. I've finally finished it.
Oh, well done, Paul.
But anyway, yes. So, yes, I've been playing Tina Turner's Wonderlands. I'm pretty sure I can talk about it. I'm sure reviews are out and the game's out. So, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, it's very enjoyable so far. the boy was particularly excited because he was saving up his pennies to buy it. So then when the review code dropped, he was like, this is great. So he didn't have to spend anything. So yeah, we've been tearing it up, running around, doing all the magic stuff. One big change that I'm very happy about now is that the loot, you can choose whether the loot is instanced now or whether it's common. So there's no more of people running ahead and opening all the chests and nicking all the best gear, because it's now just for you. So I was very pleased to see that. It's been in Diablo for years, so I was pleased to see that make an appearance. But yeah, I mean, I've not written the review yet. I need to set my thoughts down on paper, but so far so good. Very enjoyable. Tina Turner doing the voiceover is as funny as ever, and that was a nice thing about the when I watched the Future Games show that we ended up not talking about. It was presented by the woman that does the voice of Tiny Tina in this, so that was quite interesting to see, to put a face to the voice. So, yeah.
Ashley Birch, she's also Aloy in Horizon.
Yes, I was going to say she's in Horizon on that PlayStation.
And she's in an Apple TV show I really like called Mythic Quest. I think I've talked about it here.
But I think there's only you in the world that got Apple TV.
I know, it's the best thing ever. Everyone get it. Brilliant. So that's good. So if you're a Borderlands fan, is it a must-get?
If you're a Borderlands fan, and in particular if you're a fan of the expansion to Borderlands 2, the Dragon Keep thing, then it's pretty much more of the same. And yeah, the sense of humour running through it is pure Borderlands. There's 100 million guns and lots of enemies and stuff, and yeah, it's Dragon Keep turned up to 11.
Great. And does it look like has it got up kind of graphically? Is it gameplay wise? Is it different, or is it more of the same?
It's pretty much more of the same. If they'd have said it was an expansion to Dragon Keep, I wouldn't have batted an eyelid.
Right, okay.
It's, the similar enemies, the skeletons and everything else, and the way it looks is bang on Borderlands. It's that lovely sort of hand drawn kind of style. And the gameplay is pure looter shooter. So yeah, it's very good.
Good, thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.
Richard, what have you got? What have you been playing?
Oh, I've hardly played anything since I was last on, but I am reviewing at the moment the DLC that came out last week for Lost Judgment, which is based around everyone's favourite supporting character in that game. So basically, in Lost Judgment, the main guy has had to disappear and left his detective agency in the hands of his partner, who then gets a case to take on himself, and it becomes quite a personal case for him because it involves an old flame from years ago, and he's investigating her disappearance with the help of her son. But it's just more Yakuza / Judgment, basically. It feels like one of the sub stories or side quests from a game that's been lengthened out into, I think it's about 6 to 8 hours worth of content.
Well, it's not bad, is it?
No, it's I think, I can't remember how much it is, but there's a season pass with other stuff included as well. But yeah, it's just more of the same, which is never a bad thing. I think this puts you in a different character's shoes. It is quite interesting. So he's got different fighting styles to the other people that have been playable characters before, and then he can go around basically doing everything else within the world that you could do before. But it's nice to just get a bit of a different perspective on things.
Okay, good.
But that's it, really. I've not got much, I'm afraid.
No, I don't think we all have we? We've not been gaming this, apart from James, of course, who's our main gamer. We get all our tips and we look up to him and see what he's been playing and think, how can I keep up with him? How can I keep up with this endless games? What have you got for us this time, James?
I feel like you're taking the mickey.
Never.
I'm not sure. Well, my recommendation this week is Princess Farmer.
Of course it is.
I mean, why not?
Great.
I mean, everyone's been waiting for this game. It's a match 3 game and a visual novel all rolled into one.
Oh, it's like a dream.
Sounds exciting. So basically, you play as a bunny farmer who one day when farming finds a lipstick in her garden. And that somehow turns him into the princess farmer. And she gets transported to this magical world where she has to farm lots of vegetables for this all-knowing Mother Gaia. So yeah, that becomes your role in life. It's just farming tons of vegetables. And it's not quite the same as other match 3 games, because there's like a grid, and you have to pull the vegetables up from the ground to move the vegetables that are on the grid. So if you move one up, they'll all move upwards, and you've got to make matches of, vertical lines of 3 or diagonal lines of 3. And you've got potatoes, you've got carrots, onions, all the usual suspects. And yeah, that's basically the game. Just load the match 3 levels for about 5 hours. Any questions?
Are you reviewing this?
I am.
Ah, good. Thank.
That's all right. I have a couple of questions, if I may.
You can ask. I might know the answer.
Thanks, mate. The title of the game, Princess Farmer, I think you answered this, but it's a princess who does farming. You're not actually farming princesses, yeah?
Exactly, yeah.
Excellent. Okay. And number 2, how on earth do you hear about these games? Do you have a special newsletter or something?
Well, our all-knowing Neil finds these great games and lets me know about them.
And throws them at you, does he?
He knows them out of my street. Yeah,
right, okay. It sounds, and I want to choose my words carefully here, it sounds absolutely dreadful.
To be fair, if you like match 3, it's fun. The actual story is a little bit take it or leave it, because there is a little bit of a, her becoming a princess farmer and talking to all these magical creatures. But it is a little bit simple in dialogue terms. Yeah, the match 3's it's decent match 3 gameplay. But I wouldn't pay. I think it's £12. It's a bit much.
Wow.
Gosh.
It's a little bit much.
Yeah.
I don't know how much. It is alright, to be fair. It could be worse.
Richard,
can I ask a question now?
You can, Richard.
Yes, Richard.
So when you say it's good match 3 gameplay, have you ever played a match 3 that's bad match 3 gameplay?
That's a question. No.
Like Gems of War, maybe.
I just think it's something that you can't really get wrong.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you're right there. I think if you go for match 3, it really can't go wrong. If you're into it. But once you've played one match 3, you kind of played them all. So I don't know. It's definitely not up there with Gems of War.
Well, nothing is untouchable in that game.
Which is free, if anyone still wants to play it. Go download it. It's great. I'm
just shocked we've got 5 minutes out of this game.
It's because the public wants to know.
Yeah, no, that's true. Brilliant.
Let's say about the shop.
Oh yeah, go on.
My hair dye, as in HARE.
Oh, not as in rabbit dye.
No.
Nice.
And that's what you pray for. You pray for hearts that you can spend in the shop for different coloured hair. So yeah, that's good.
Good.
That makes it all worthwhile.
I take
it back. I withdraw my previous objections.
Right, you lot have got a choice about what game I'm going to talk about. Do you want me to talk about Crusader Kings 3, which I've talked about in a preview when I did it, which I reviewed, or Trivial Pursuit Live 2? James.
Tough
choice. That.
I might have talked about that as well.
Yes, we have. I've said that.
Save that one then. I'll go to Crusader Kings 3. All gone. Yeah.
Or I could tell you about the Farming Princess again.
No.
I've got more.
No. That's it now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's been bad. I'm going to be really brief on Crusader Kings 3. So I reviewed it for the site. It's out on Game Pass. It came out on the end of March, I think. It's an RTS, so it's a real-time strategy game, and very much like a PC game that we've never had on console before, really. We've only had maybe City Skylines I can think of, a handful of ones, but this is the first kind of big one that's come to the Series X. And it's great. I mean, I think it's amazing because what you do is you're presented with a kind of map of the world around sort of 1066, but actually you can go a bit before that to sort of 810, and you can choose a campaign, so you can choose whoever you want to be. It gives you easier. So for example, you might choose a baron or a king in England for one of the counties, like in Leicestershire or Essex, and then each of your characters will have loads of different traits. So you have things like whether you're good at raising armies, you're good at diplomacy, you're good at kind of intrigue, and intrigue I might mean using spies, assassination attempts on your foes, and within these kind of main menus you have loads of subtrees like an RTS does, so loads of skills to kind of build, and then when you're up and running, your whole kind of quest of the game is to survive and thrive, and also to keep your lineage going. So to keep your name going, so you're getting married, you're having kids, you're raising those kids will take over from you, and then you'll go through the decade. And as you, like any kind of RTS, you can pause, deal with a few things, look at everything, make your thing, and then run the game. When you run the game, it kind of, the months go by quite quickly, and like events happen, things that you have to deal with, and that could be things like war, it could be things like I said, assassination attempts, it could be dealing with finances, dealing with you having an affair with someone and then coming back with a kid, and how do you deal with that. So it's so detailed, and every time, and I've done a couple of different playthroughs of the thing, but it's one of those things that you just spend hours in, like any good RTS. My biggest thing with it is whether you're going to get newcomers to this, because it can, I think, get quite quickly a bit overwhelming, even though all the mouse and keyboard stuff has been really well translated into the console using the kind of RT, LT buttons, the RB and LBs, as well as like in Football Manager, you can press a button and then use it as a cursor as well, so you can have a cursor going around. It's never as good as the mouse and keyboard, of course, not as quick, but it's a really good, what's the word, translation, and it's whether after a while it all becomes too much, because basically you're looking at stats still, aren't you? You're looking at kind of screens and stats and kind of trying to watch this whole map and kind of manage as well. But when you're in it, it's so absorbent and the hours fly by. And it's really good to have a game like this there on the Xbox Series X. And I think we've talked about these before. I think Age of Empires 4 is going to come over. If they can do this on this, it's definitely going to come over. And that's a good thing. More games like this, I think it's a good thing. Will you three be playing it?
It depends on the answer to this question.
Go, Paul.
Is there a match 3 minigame in it?
No.
Then no.
You're out.
I'm out.
Richard, you in or out?
You've made it sound really interesting. I had a question. I did. What was I going to ask? Oh yeah. So Paul's question threw me off.
It's what the public want to know, Richard.
Yeah, it's a valid question, to be fair. So, because you start off in a really small, with a really small piece of land, can you play it quite passively as well? So you could just like watch everything unfold before your eyes while you keep this small piece of land.
Because yeah. Sorry, Richard.
Sorry, no, I was just going to say, having seen some of the stuff when it came out on PC, just some of the scenarios that kept popping up for people just looked absolutely mental with what was happening, and I was like, this just looks like brilliant fun to just watch unfold this world in front of your eyes.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to review it. When I reviewed it, it's really hard because when it actually comes to describe what happened, you can't describe what happens because so many different things happen. And I've done a couple of playthroughs of different sort of almost like campaigns, and it's completely different things happen. So, and it's about how you kind of deal with it. But you can. But I think the main thing is you can't. You've got to keep your lineage going. So that in a sense, lineage is power. And I mean, the easiest way to do it is to be kind of just go and take everything, on a war campaign, like James would play it. Just send the soldiers out and kill everyone and then just be the thing. But you can play through diplomacy. Intrigue's really good as well. So you're basically, with intrigue, if you can go that way, you can sort of be seductive. You can go over there and charm people and get it, like a Game of Thrones, you can do it through that way. Mm-hmm. And then you've got kind of things like assassination attempts. So you're not actually just forever just sending people out on warpaths, and your character will just change the way you kind of do your skill tree all the way through. You're sort of adapting as you go. I think I want to play it like this, and that might not be. You might not decide on that at the beginning, but as you're playing it, you go, actually, I almost naturally started to do things in a certain way. My character was building as I was playing the game. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think if you just maybe did nothing, but maybe you can just do nothing. I don't think I was doing that really. I think you can maybe do nothing, but I think people will start to maybe attack you after a while.
Right. Because you're the little guy.
Yeah, so it's just being careful of that. You've always got kind of siblings or people who have kingdoms next to you or stuff. You've got to kind of watch out for that. And there are, there's levels as well. So when you choose a campaign, you can choose. It gives you maybe a choices of like 10 people around the world to choose from, and each one of those will have easy, middle, medium, or hard. So that's a big one. The moment you go into playing easy is hard. I think the difficulty spike is quite tricky. So, but it's really intriguing. And as it's on Game Pass, it's worth. I really recommend giving it a go. If you like an RTS, I think Richard, I think you might like it actually.
I dabble, yeah. I am interested in it. It's just finding the time.
Yeah, it's the time. James, would you fancy it?
No.
There you go.
It's a bit too big for me.
Yeah.
With 2 Point Campus coming up, I've got to save myself.
You've got to save yourself. You're right. Absolutely. Good. Let's go on to some news. We're going to do a quiz today as well. Paul's got a nice quiz. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Hooray!
But let's do some news. A new Tomb Raider game is coming. I forgot about Tomb Raider. I really did. So it's obvious that it's going to. Who's Tomb Raider fans here?
Me.
There we go, Paul. Richard, are you Tomb
Raider?
Not necessarily the newer ones, but the original ones.
Okay. Nice little Tomb Raider fact at the beginning of this podcast. If you need to listen there.
What is it?
I'm not saying it. I haven't recorded it yet, but I've written it down.
He's got to make it up,
yeah. I'm a big Tomb Raider fan, so I've played all the games, even that terrible one in the city. Angel of Darkness.
Angel of Darkness.
Yeah.
I like the new ones. I thought the new ones were great. I thought the last one was really. I think I reviewed the last one for the site. I think I gave it a 5. The third one of that series. Yeah.
It was. Yeah, they were very good. The new ones.
But this is coming. We don't know much about it. We know it's Crystal Dynamics, and we do know today that the lead developer of Days Gone, the PlayStation game, he's leading the group here for Crystal Dynamics. I think that got announced today. It'll be a cinematic action adventure, and it's going to be in Unreal Engine 5, which we're going to talk about a little bit more in a minute. Our goal is to push the envelope of fidelity and to deliver the high-quality cinematic action adventure experience that fans deserve. That was not me speaking, that was someone else.
I was going to getting a bit ambitious.
Yeah. What would you like to see in a new Tomb Raider game, Paul?
Lots of action, lots of story. Lara continuing the sort of development that she's done in the last 3 games, going from, just the sort of scared girl in a strange situation to just being like this ultimate badass kind of woman now. I just really, I'm very excited to see what they can do with it, because I think the reboots have been very successful. I mean, I've got a soft spot for the old Tomb Raider games, but I think the newer ones, the way they play and everything else, is a lot better, and the way they look and everything else. So yeah, I think with the power of this Unreal Engine 5, I think it's sky's the limit sort of thing, isn't it?
I think that's an interesting thing about whether it's because in a sense those reboots was a trilogy, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
it's whether they're going to act like Batman, whether they're going to go, okay, do we just now? This is Lara who's going to be now, you know.
I've just seen Lara flying the Batmobile.
Yeah. But is it a different version of Lara that's not connected to those three? That's going to be an interesting thing, isn't it? Or like you said, is it just literally a continuation of that, you know, character, same voice actor, same, you know, that's going to be the interest. Or do they go, actually, we're just doing this now 10 years and this is completely our different interpretation of Lara?
I mean, both of those things would work. That's the thing. So whichever route they go down, I think there is a path to make it a good game anyway. As long as she doesn't stand there going, I'm a Tomb Raider, you know, like, I'm Batman. So, yeah, it'll be... I'm cautiously optimistic, let's put it that way.
Good. Richard, you excited?
I'll see what it's like. There needs to be dinosaurs in it for me to consider getting a day one.
Good.
Big polygonal ones, yeah?
Yeah.
Did they get... Oh, they did go down the supernatural front. I'm thinking that. Oh, James, I'm not going to ask you. Oh, you do. You like a bit of Tomb Raider, don't you?
Well, I mean, last time I played Tomb Raider properly was the first one on the PlayStation.
Right.
I say properly. I just went around the mansion. I did a bit of swimming. That was it, really.
It was the best thing about them games.
My God.
It really was.
Unbelievable. That's all I'm saying. Unbelievable. Let's have a little chat about Unreal Engine 5, because that has been announced officially today. It's officially released, and if you're a budding game developer, you can go on there, and they've got a couple of I think like demos on there that you can use as sort of templates. There's a shooter one, and there's the city building one that we saw in the Matrix Awakens thing. It's a really interesting thing because this has been the last couple of weeks. It's all been about Unreal Engine 5, isn't it? We know the new Witcher game is going to be on it. We know, quite a few games are now announcing that are being made in that. It's interesting with this generation of consoles because that graphical leap, is it fair to say, hasn't been huge yet? It's noticeable, but I think this engine really does put us into a kind of different arena, doesn't it? Maybe it doesn't. Richard, what do you think?
No, I would agree with that. I think a lot of games are still releasing across both generations, so there's not necessarily being held back, but the difference between generations hasn't been as noticeable as it has been before. And I think with this Unreal Engine 5, I think we are going to start to now get like that Matrix Awakens, even though it was more of a tech demo than anything, was really impressive.
Yeah, it was. And also, the first thing I just thought was just GTA. Everyone thought GTA 6 in that.
Yeah.
Jesus, in that city. Anything in a city like that, just be like, wow. Yeah. James, what have we got coming up on Unreal Engine 5? Can you know? What's the first one?
All I know is the ones that you mentioned. Tomb Raider, that's it.
There's Gears 6, isn't there?
That's the rumour, isn't it? They're talking about that.
Yeah. I would think, were there not stills shown off of Gears 6 rendered in Unreal Engine 5? Or did I dream that?
Maybe you did.
I thought I saw, I thought I saw screenshots of it basically looking absolutely amazing. The facial features that were on display looked outstanding. So, but I could have been dreaming. So,
well, we know the Coalition, that feared thing that's falling apart. They're using it, and also we've got Hellblade. Hellblade 2 is the game that we've seen that's using Unreal Engine 5.
Weren't those developers doing another game with it as well?
I think
it
you're
showed
right.
a really realistic apartment.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I know, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be really. Like we said, that Matrix thing was just like wow. So it's going to be very impressive. And we're going to suddenly have a load of... That leap's going to happen next year, isn't it, probably? We're going to suddenly get a load of games that are going to look very different. Redfall is another one, I think. Is it Redfall? I got that right?
Mm-hmm.
Bethesda one? I think that's in Unreal Engine 5 as well. Yeah.
Is that due out this year?
It's still due out this year.
Mm-hmm.
For now.
For now, yeah. This is going to happen. Yeah. Good. We're really looking forward to that. I keep looking at those Matrix pictures of the city. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
We've got some Game Pass has been released in the last couple of days, about April. I'm just going to read them out, and you lot can go yes or no. Dragon Age 2?
Yes, great game.
Good.
No.
Good. Richard?
Yes.
Good. Zombies, Garden Warfare, Zombie versus Plants versus Zombies, what it's called.
They're already on there, you know.
Are they?
The cloud version.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Right, we won't go into that. Cricket? Richard, you reviewed
Yes.
Cricket, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Is it good?
It's a very low budget title, but if you enjoy cricket, you can have some fun with it.
Great. Oh.
So that's 80-year-old.
Silence.
It's not the most exciting sport, is it?
No. Chinatown Detective Agency. Who's doing that for us at the moment?
Dave's just done it, I believe. I think it's just gone live now.
And Lost in Random is another one which I'm looking forward to playing. I don't know anyone's played it here.
I am.
Yeah, that's coming out. That's I think mid-April. And the other big one for me, I'm going to say, is Life is Strange: True Colors, which is brilliant. So that's a great one for Game Pass to have. I'd recommend that if you like stories, especially if you love Life is Strange. It's superb. I think I gave it a 5.
Sell it to me, Gareth. Why should I play Life is Strange?
You're not going to play it. I don't want you to play it.
Why should I play them?
It's going to annoy you.
Oh, is that why I should play it?
Yeah,
I don't play games to get annoyed. I get enough of that.
You can't do it. If you like storytelling,
I love storytelling.
Yeah,
but what's the gameplay like? What do you do?
It's like a point and clicker in a sense. You're walking around, you're looking at examining objects, you're talking to people, dialogue tree options. But in this game, which makes it kind of a little bit different, there's got little mini games that are attached to it.
Are they match 3?
No, but I'm not going to talk about the mini games because they really will spoil what happens. But there's a brilliant way it goes into a whole different kind of universe of different genre when you play it. But it's great.
It's the story based thing.
Yeah,
the story is the strong point in it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And before the other Life is Strange, it was over 5 episodes, and they were episodic. This one's all in one big package.
Do you need to have played the other ones before you play this one?
No. I think there's one character that is in this one that I forgot. That was, by the end of the game, I went, oh yeah, she was in the first one. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about it. You can just have it.
Okay. Cool. I might give that a try.
Give it a go.
Your recommendation.
Yeah, it looks beautiful as well. It's good. What else do we expect at the end of the month for Game Pass? Anything?
No, not really.
No, good. I'm really excited about that. Thank you. I'm not going to do the rest. I'm going to just mention here that Fortnite's raised £144 million in 2 weeks for Ukraine. That's amazing, isn't it?
That is an incredible amount.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
how much that is. I saw today that Metallica had donated $500,000, and I was like, I felt like compared to what Fortnite have managed to achieve. I mean, don't get me wrong, $500,000 is still a lot, but that's a mere drop in the ocean for them, for Metallica.
Well done, Fortnite. Good.
Yeah.
Very good. Paul, I'm going to hand it to you because we're going to run out of time. Quiz time. Let's get straight into it.
Quiz time. Let's go straight into it. I'll explain the basic setup here. I've shamelessly stolen this format from Pointless, that is my son's favourite television program. And basically what I've done is I've trawled through the archives of games and I've found a load where they have a subtitle. So, da-di-da, : da-di-da, yeah? And what I've done is I'm going to blank out one of the words from the subtitle, and I need you guys to guess what it is.
Paul, before you start, can you give us an example?
I can give you an example. An example of something. Let's have a think. One that isn't on my list. I'm trying to desperately think of one. You've got me now, haven't you?
Do you want there is Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, but do it like as a question? Because that's got a colon in.
Yeah, but the subtitle's only one word, isn't it?
No.
That's true. Yeah. Right. Okay. So the question will be, I need you to buzz in for this one. The question is Stranger of Paradise blank Fantasy Origins. And then you buzz in and tell me what the blank is. Yes?
Brilliant. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for that, Richard. You got me out of a hole. Because I could remember I could remember Guilty Gear XX, but then I couldn't remember what the subtitle was. Was it
GTA 6 that answers that?
GTA 5 will answer all
right,
of these
good,
questions,
great.
so just bear that in mind.
Good, thank you.
Right, okay. Can we just have a quick buzzer check, gentlemen? So, Gareth, James, and Richard.
I've never had a buzzer, so I'm going to go womp.
Great.
Excellent. At least you're entering into the spirit of it, unlike certain editors who'll remain nameless. Right then. So, question number 1. Each question is worth 1 point. In fact, some of these are quite hard. What I'll do is I'll make it, if you get it on the first attempt, it's 2 points. If I then have to give you the first letter of the blanked out word, it's worth 1 point if you get it, yeah?
Great.
That makes sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Blended. Right, Question number 1. America's Army, true blank. Gareth.
Is it Warriors?
It's not.
Womp.
Anybody? Oh, go on, Richard.
Soldiers.
It is Soldiers. Well done, Richard. I'll tell you what, getting that phone out has been the best thing you've done. If you gentlemen want to lodge a complaint about being robbed, then we can do. Right, here we go then. So, question number 2. Brave, a blank's tale.
Womp.
Gareth just edged it.
Brothers?
No, I'm afraid not. Richard was next. James?
Heroines?
No, I'm afraid not. James?
Girls?
No.
Oh.
So, here we go then. So, for sudden death, it's brave, a blank's tale, and the word begins with W. James?
Wolves.
No.
Womp.
Richard?
Is that Warriors?
It is Warriors. Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, so going into question number 3, Richard has a commanding lead of 3-0. So here we go. Question 3. Barclay, shut up and blank.
Womp.
Richard?
Drive.
No. James?
I was going to say the same.
Well, it's wrong then in that case.
Listen.
No, afraid not. You want to have a crack, Gareth?
No.
Okay. So moving on to the second stage of the question, it is Barclay, shut up and blank, and the word begins with J. Gareth?
Joust.
No. You may have guessed from my reaction that is incorrect, Gareth. James?
Is it jive?
It's not jive, no.
Womp.
Richard?
Is it jump?
It's not. Nobody got that one. It is Barclays, Shut Up and Jam.
Oh, no.
Of course.
Of course. I'm just Shut Up and Joust.
I think Jam and Joust is brilliant.
Somebody needs to make that game right now. Anyway, right then. Question 4. Code of Honor 2. Blank Island.
Womp.
Richard.
Fortune.
No.
Good guess.
Good guess, though, yeah. Gareth.
Dead.
No. That's a different game. Do you want to have a crack, James?
Yeah. Is it Treasure?
It's not Treasure Island, no. Right. Okay, so second stage. Code of Honor 2. Blank Island. The word begins with C.
I was going to say something rude then. I'm not going to say that.
Richard.
Curse.
No. Good guess. James.
Christmas.
No, it's not Christmas Island.
What we had? We've had Cursed in Christmas.
We've
what have
had
I got?
Cursed in Christmas.
What's the name of the game called?
Code of Honor 2. Gareth.
Code.
No. It's called, and this isn't somewhere that you would want to go on your holidays, it's called Conspiracy Island.
Oh, nice.
So there you go. Right then. Question number 5. My goodness me. Street Fighter 3, Third Strike, Fight for the Blank. And I will give you a clue here. It's not Right to Party.
Fight for the and then
Fight for the blank. James.
Nation.
Oh,
No.
good. Oh.
Good guess though. Listen, Gareth.
Is it Sheep?
Fight for the Sheep. No, I think that was a fan-made one. No.
Hadouken.
Fight for the Hadouken. No, it's not that, Richard. Right then, stage 2. Street Fighter 3, Third Strike, Fight for the Blank, and the word begins with F. James.
Freedom.
No.
Womp.
Afraid not. Richard.
Fame.
Ooh,
No. Good guess, though. Come on, Gareth. It's all on you.
Oh. My first go would have been Frappuccino, but I'm not going to go for that. It's Fight for the Force?
No.
Oh, damn.
The correct answer is Fight for the Future.
Oh, that makes sense.
Absolutely. It makes more sense than Frappuccino and Force and Hadouken. But anyway. Right then, going into question 6, the scores are still the same as they were as when we went into question 3.
Good.
Richard has 3, the other 2 have 0. Right then, now this should be right up Richard Street. This one,
Great.
No,
Final
pressure's on now.
Absolutely. Final Fantasy 12, the blank age.
Womp.
Richard,
Zodiac.
well done, mate. Yeah,
Well done, Richard.
that's it. Well done, Richard. Okay, so commanding 5-0 lead being stretched by Richard. So, question 7. Blaze Blue, blank trigger. James.
Is it? Oh.
It's not O.
Is it blue? Blue sugar.
No, it's not. Good guess.
Oh.
Gareth.
Is it Kronos or something like that?
It's not. No, I can't give you that one. Richard.
Continuum.
No, these are all very good guesses.
Oh.
Right. Hang on. I've got to give you the next question now. You've already messed up, James. You don't get another go. Blaze Blue, blank trigger, and the word begins with C.
Oh, damn, I knew it was there.
James.
Is it Chrome?
It's not.
Oh,
I'm afraid.
I think I was close as Cronus. Yeah.
Well, you and Richard both said words beginning with C, so neither of you were far away.
Try Christmas.
Cursed? No, I'm going to say cursed. I'm not saying cursed.
Christmas trigger. Yeah, that's
okay.
it. Richard.
Is it cross?
It's not.
Oh, that would have been it.
Come on, Gareth.
Okay.
I'm rooting for you, Gareth.
Oh. What have we had? We had Chrome, we've had Kronos, we've had...
Christmas.
Commando.
What would the trigger be? Chaotic.
No, good guess. Damn. The actual answer is Calamity.
Oh,
Blaze Blue Calamity trigger. Okay, then. So, moving on to question 8. The gaming question is Dragon's Dogma blank arisen.
Womp.
Richard.
Dark.
It is dark. Well done, mate. So, with a commanding 7-0 lead going into the last 2 questions, Richard has pretty much won. You two are just playing for pride now. So,
We've no pride.
Here we go. Right, question number 9. Lost planet, blank condition. Richard.
Extreme.
It is extreme. Look at this. Richard's going in for complete destruction now. So, right, 9-0. Last question.
Go on, James.
Onimusha 2, Samurai's blank. Gareth.
Tears.
No. I can't imagine Staminosuke ever crying. It was too tough. Anyway.
Go on, James.
James.
Can you read it again?
Absolutely. Onimusha 2, Samurai's blank.
Samurai's Sweetheart.
No, it's not Sweetheart, James. Sorry. Good guess, though. Yeah, very good guess.
Womp.
Richard.
Dilemma. I just think they're pondering what to do with himself.
He spent much of the game just wondering what to do.
Yeah.
No, it's not Dilemma. Okay, so stage 2. Onimusha 2, Samurai's blank, and the word begins with D. D for dog, that was, in case you're having trouble with my northern accent. James.
Disaster.
Oh, that's good.
No, close. Close.
Womp.
That was Gareth by a hair.
Death.
No. Afraid not. Richard.
Destruction.
Oh, that's good.
No. The actual answer is destiny.
Oh.
So there you go. So after 10 questions, it was close. It was close, gentlemen. But Richard has 9 points. Gareth has 0 points. And I think James should actually have -1 for guessing Christmas.
How dare you?
But no, you were on 0 as well. So congratulations, Richard. You have won the inaugural Stolen from Pointless Missing Words round.
Well,
Title.
Well
Thank you.
Well done, Richard.
Well done, Richard. That was the best game to lose by. It was fun. I enjoyed that.
That's okay.
Yeah, I like that game. That made me laugh. That's good. That's very good. Great. Well done, Richard. What are we looking forward to next week? What have we got on our plans? James, what are you looking forward to?
Another online K-pop concert next week by Dreamcatcher. My 5th. I think it's the 5th concert I've seen of theirs.
Great.
Looking forward to that.
Good. Hopefully that community service will be over soon. And let's do Richard. What are you looking forward to?
I've got my own Samurai's Dilemma because I've double booked myself tomorrow night. I've got tickets to see the darts and I've got tickets to see Groove Armada as well, and I don't know which to do yet. So I'm doing one of those, but I'm not sure which yet.
They're so different as well.
I know, it's very, very varied.
Paul, what about you? What are you doing?
Well, I've nothing as exciting as darts or Groove Armada. But having now recovered from the COVID, I can go fishing with my friends that I didn't see for the last 2 weeks. So I'm very much looking forward to that on Saturday.
Lovely. I am going this weekend to WASD. WASD. I don't know what it stands for. What does it stand for? It's a gaming event, which would be quite nice to go back to an actual place with people in stands. It's in London. It's the back of Dock in London. I'm going to go along there, maybe interview some people, so you might hear some stuff in the podcast for the next couple of weeks. I might go and see. I'm seeing that golf game that we saw recently. You liked, Richard?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Cursed by Golf.
Yeah. Everyone's got COVID in London, so it'd be like hell on earth, but it would be good. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to pop there this weekend. So hopefully we'll hear a bit more about that next week, or not. We'll see what happens. But now, gentlemen, if we want to get hold of you, Richard, where would we find you?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Dobbo1912.
Brilliant. And James, you?
Twitter and Instagram at OKidUKO.
And Paul?
I'm only on Twitter because I'm way too old for Instagram, and my handle is at TheXboxHub.
Brilliant. And you can find me on GB Briley on Twitter, Twit, and things. He still hasn't checked if it is the right thing. But yeah, it's good. But for now, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the official podcast of TheXboxHub.com. We had found all the notes of this show at www.thexboxhub.com/podcast. You can also check out our social feeds on Instagram and Twitter at The Xbox Hub, and search for The Xbox Hub on Facebook.